Horseman coming, sir.
That's Jack, all right, and he's got his prisoners. That boy never fails.
Yeah, especially when he's riding with old Blister Sanderson. They make a great pair.
Well, here's your prisoners, Colonel Cody.
Major, will you take charge of them, please?
Very well, sir. All right, inside, boys.
Well, Jack, another bunch of scalps to your belt. You're a right good scout, and we're proud of you.
You'll have to give my friend Blister most of the credit, Colonel. It was he who really captured the gang.
Well, Blister and Bobcats, do you think I was going to let them get away after they went and stole my boots?
We have another assignment for you boys. Do you want it?
It'll be a pleasure, Colonel Cody.
The Mayberry gang is operating over by the new railroad, robbing banks and express offices.
Well, there's the new railroad, Blister.
Yeah. Well, I reckon we're going to get news before we get there.
Looks like it, it's that.
You didn't think a couple of bandits riding this way? They just held up the express office.
No.
Well, now you see 'em. Get out off of there. We want those horses. Blistering bobcats, fools like a couple of 10-feet.
Get those guns.
Get going, and don't stop. Get that sold, Hank. We've got fresh horses now.
Yeah.
Here. We want to take our horses with us.
Blister, bobcats, how are we going to navigate now? My corn's hurt.
Oh, for gosh sake, Blister, quit crying about your corns. Listen, I've got a scheme for this. You watch my horse.
That's a dirty trick, I call it. Did you ever hear tell of such impudence?
Well, maybe we didn't do so bad, though, at that. Let's see what we got here. These birds ought to have something in this sack.
Blistering bobcats, what kind of money is that? Chinese?
And the big one struck there. safe, just as I came in. The other man was at the safe.
Would you know either man if you saw them again?
I'm sure I would.
Howdy, folks. We got these money bags out there on the trail. Does anybody know anything about them?
Why, yes. Those are the bags that were just stolen from the safe.
Let me see them.
We took these away from a couple of pretty tough-looking buzzards, so figured we'd better bring them in.
Why, that isn't money.
What became of the gold?
Why, what do you mean? We didn't see any gold. We found these washers in their saddlebags and naturally figured they were bandits. You'll probably find them out there somewhere now looking for their horses.
You're not going to let them get away with that fool story, are you, Sheriff?
Your story don't sound just right to me.
Don't believe us, huh? Well, you should have my corn.
Well, this is not the man who robbed the safe.
Thanks, Smith. Find out where these washers came from, Sheriff. You'll probably find your thief.
Bosh! They probably came from my store. I carry a lot of that hardware all the time. I tell you, these men probably hid the gold and replaced it with washers from my store.
Then you mean that those washers could have come from your store, huh?
Well, I sell a lot of them. Why, I shipped a keg to Truckee only yesterday. Here's the receipt for it. Didn't I, Dave?
It didn't leave till this morning's train. You brought it over too late yesterday.
What? You mean to tell me?
Looks like we'll have to hold you, Dave.
Dave couldn't have stolen that gold. My brother wouldn't do such a thing.
Well, I don't know, Miss Lucy. If he's innocent, he'll have a chance to prove it. Come on, son.
Don't let him arrest Dave. You know he didn't do it.
Never mind. I'll stand by him. He'll have every chance.
Why don't you do something for that poor little gal? You know he didn't do it.
Yes, we know he didn't do it, but we have to keep our eye on a certain party. You get me?
Sure.
Please don't lock him up. Not with that wound in his head.
My wife will take good care of him. Don't worry, Miss Lucy.
You want me to go for a doctor?
I wouldn't ask you to do a thing. It's all your fault.
My fault?
If you hadn't brought those bags in, they never would have accused Dave.
I'm sorry, miss.
Blistering bobcats. I bet it's been shipped to Truckee on the train that left just before the robbery.
Well, I'm going to ride over to Truckee and find out.
That's a splendid idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Come and I'll ride with you.
I don't like that guy.
We've decided to ride along with you as sort of a protection.
Sheriff, these men are your material witnesses. And if you let them get away, you won't be able to make a case against your prisoner.
You're right, Parsons. You fellas are staying right here.
But listen, Sheriff, we...
There's no need of you riding this trip, or you tear yourself all out. Let me handle the matter for you.
But I've got to go for my brother's sake.
There they go now. Get the boys. Round up a posse. We'll catch them at Truckee.
Okay.
Hello, boss. You're just the man we want to see. Our horses got away.
Why, those are the two men that robbed the safe.
You don't have to tell Steve, miss. We're friends.
You mean Mr. Parsons helped you rob that express office? You didn't know he double-crossed you, did you? He filled those bags with iron washers and shipped the gold in a cake to Truckee.
What are you going to do about it?
Stop that girl!
I'd have drove this darn horse at him.
He's all right. Dirty skunk. All right. Well, he's done for. Now maybe you'll believe we're not the bandits.
I'm sorry I made that mistake. Please forgive me.
I will.
But say, Jack, we haven't found the gold yet.
That's right. Where's Parsons?
Well, Parsons is back there fighting. He's one of the bandits.
What'd I tell you?
Well, there's a lot of things you've got to explain.
Sheriff!
What?
Hey, what's going on here? Sheriff, this is one of the men that robbed the safe.
Well, even if we recover the gold, we've got to prove that Parsons stole it. Listen, I've got a scheme. You go back to...
Where's Miss Lucy? She escaped. The other bandit went after her. Here he comes now.
Who's that man you've got on the horse there?
Ask Steve Parsons. He'll tell you.
Well, what about it?
Sheriff Bistron Bobcats. This fella here admitted he robbed the safe, so I decided to bring him in.
We did, eh? Come on, you fellas, get this fellow. I told you he was the real thief. Now he's going to get that gold that he shipped in that keg.
Parsons walked right into Jack's trap.
Say, what is this?
Well, Sheriff, Bill here is one of our scouts. Him and Jack cooked this up on Parsons.
Well, I'll be doggone.
All right, Parsons. That's all the proof we need. Get away from that keg.
You aren't leaving for good, are you?
Not on your life. As soon as we turn over the prisoners to this fort, we'll be back.
Why, Bistron Bobcat, miss, you couldn't keep him away.